I'd like to see us get to a bipartisan farm bill. We have some challenges when we're looking ahead at. We have the extension until the end of September, and so what we need to get accomplished to get a final farm bill done and across the finish line. One, I'm very concerned that House Republicans broke apart the Farm Bill coalition with the bill. There were reference adjustments, there were some key components, obviously the cuts to nutrition. Almost $300 billion of cuts to nutrition were in that big bill. So how do we, after that, come back to the table and sit down to bring the rest of it across the finish line? I have talked to our ranking member, Angie Craig. I've advocated she be at the table with Chairman Thompson. We should always be talking with each other and figure out how we can find a path forward to rebuilding the trust so we can make some critical investments, make sure that safety net is there for our farmers, make sure we can look at doing bipartisan initiatives like supporting agricultural research. I have a bipartisan initiative around young beginning farmers. There's a lot of work that we have to do to support our farmers right now. I think we should be at the table. We have challenges at getting a final agreement done, but I think we should be talking.
Are there any of those that you consider a political flashpoint that could be a problem again?
Well, certainly, if there are any further cuts to the nutrition title, I think that would just end the conversation. I also think that what they did on conservation, which was we were hoping to see a $14 billion investment in climate smart agriculture added to the baseline of the Farm Bill last Congress. I think that what I'd like to see are more investments in our conservation, again, research, and I think there are some places that we can come together on. Biofuels is another big area where I've been very supportive of. We want to see things like a year-round E15. We want a strong RFS. Like, these are the things that we can find bipartisan support on. Some of that I think we could be addressing in what's remaining of a farm bill. Well, one of the things I'm keeping an eye on are the changes to USDA. I've been very concerned around some of the terminations of the grant programs that are out of the USDA. One in particular, the local food purchasing agreements. We had a lot of those in central and southern Illinois that were great partnerships between our growers and food banks in particular, and we've got a lot of hungry people out there. We've got a lot of growers that we want to partner them. USDA terminated all of those grants. That has left a lot of our growers and our food banks in a really difficult spot. Continuing to advocate to see if some of those initiatives could be restarted potentially with the USDA.
Are you hearing from farmers about the USDA cuts and lack of access?
I am. I have an agricultural advisory council in the district, and the technical assistance in particular was something that was flagged for me by some of my soybean growers. And so I do think that they have a lot of concern around what is happening with the USDA and the cuts. I raised some of those concerns specifically with Secretary Rollins when she came before the House Agriculture Committee. I also want to say, though, outside of the USDA, some of the concerns initially with the tariffs in particular and trade, I heard from our growers, and I'll be fair and say they had a wait-and-see approach. But I think what I'm hearing out at Ag Day at the State Fair is a growing concern around what these tariffs are going to mean for growers in particular. Meeting with my soybean growers in particular, Brazil is our number one competitor. Brazil is going to grow more because they want to take more of the market share, because they know that with these tariffs and retaliatory tariffs on our beans, they're going to get an opportunity to sell to some of the markets that we're selling to today. So I'm hearing a lot of concerns around that as well, in addition to the USDA.